All right, the Biden administration's decision to end the Trump-era Title 42 health emergency policy has many, including Democrats, concerned that the situation on the southern border is now going to turn into complete chaos. West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin, among others, is calling that decision frightening. Joining us now is someone who actually has a plan. California Congresswoman and member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Young Kim. She helped introduce the Comprehensive Southern Border Strategy Act in the House. Congresswoman, good to see you. Tell us what you hope to accomplish, and are you actually garnering any support from Democrats?
Actually, this is going to, we just introduced it last week, and in talking to my colleagues, there is a good consensus there. It looks like we're gaining some traction here, and I hope that this bill will bring up for a markup and get it passed through the committee hearings and bring it to the floor votes immediately. As we know, the Biden administration has chosen to downplay the problem at our southern border and misleading the public about gravity of illegal immigrants and illicit drugs pouring in through our southern border. You know, I went down to the border 3 times already since I've been in office in a short period of time, and I saw the situation getting worse, not getting better. So also I want to remind our viewers that the federal law requires the Department of Homeland Security to create comprehensive border strategy for our northern border, but not for our southern border. That's why I introduced this bill with Representative Guest to change that. Let me tell you quickly what the bill does. Like I said, this is a strategy bill that will try to come up with a comprehensive southern border that directs the Department of Homeland Security to create and implement mile-by-mile strategy to secure our border and report to Congress on security risks at our southern Mexico-U.S. border. And what tools do we have at the Department of Homeland Security to combat drug trafficking, and what type of a physical wall or technology or other device DHS thinks is best to secure our border at each mile, and what is the cost of that, and what are the justifications. So that's the intent of the bill that we have introduced on.
Congresswoman, I want to play a clip of White House Chief of Staff Ron Klein yesterday and get your reaction to what he said. Watch.
The president sent an immigration plan to Congress on his first day in office. We've asked consistently for more resources. We put in place a new rule that will take effect next month to enable us to process asylum claims more clearly. I think the goal for everyone should be to make sure those asylum claims, those claims of people fleeing persecution, are heard in a prompt way. Those who deserve protection from persecution get that protection. Those who don't are promptly sent back.
Congresswoman, the White House is pretty much finger pointing and blaming Congress. Is this Congress's fault?
Well, remember, previously, President Trump put in place the Title 42. That helped our Border Patrol prevent overcrowding of facilities and ensured migrants stayed in their home country as their papers are processed. So for the Biden administration to put a blame on Congress, we are trying to do things to make it better. Federal court required Biden administration to reinstate the Remain in Mexico or Migrant Protection Program, but there has been no evidence of any good faith to reinstate that policy. Instead, they are the ones who are ending the Title 42. This is irresponsible. This is unacceptable.
I want to play, you said, well, I'll just play it. I wanted you to hear what Homeland Security Jay Johnson, who served under Barack Obama, said. Take a listen.
We're about to hit 1 million in 6 months. My highest year was 468,000 in the entire year, and that politically felt like the world was coming to an end. Right. So these are very, very large numbers.
I mean, he's saying, I mean, this is large numbers now. I mean, how do we expect to deal with this if we're now getting rid of Title 42 and they don't seem to have any kind of plan?
Exactly. It doesn't seem like they have a plan, and doesn't seem like the Biden administration and voters has any plans on going down to the border to see for themselves what kind of crisis this administration has created in the 14 months that they've been in office. We saw the most illegal crossings ever on record last year. It's already been over $2.1 million. 2.1 million that have crossed the border illegally. And now, on top of that, fentanyl overdoses are the leading cause of death for Americans. And this is the top source of fentanyl in the United States is at our border. So we need to get a handle on the situation. The Del Rio sector, where I visited just last month alone, the Border Patrol agents told our delegation that more than 24 million in revenue is generated from illicit human trafficking every single week. We also saw some of the technologies that are helping our Border Patrol and CBP officers detect crossings and illicit drugs. These technologies, like automated surveillance tower, AST, they helped detect 10% of the Del Rio sector's border crossings since last month. So there were also over 85,000 known getaways in this sector last year. Again, having seen all of these without the Title 42, they're talking about the record number of people that cross the border. It's going to get worse. It's going to get out
I
of
think
control.
that 2.1 million is a low number. I mean, we're hearing estimates well into the high 2.2 millions. So, I mean, you're talking at least 10 million over the course of a 4-year Biden administration. Congresswoman Kim, thank you for what you're doing to recognize and solve this problem. I appreciate you being with us.
Thank you very much. I tell everybody and my colleagues, this is the time Biden administration, they need to take the border crisis seriously and come to the table, work with us on finding solutions.
Agreed.
And comprehensive southern border strategy is the least they can do to start that.
I hope so.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. You bet.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Experts are warning the current 40-year inflation high will only get worse. See how to protect your IRA with gold. Get a free info kit like this one at birchgold.com/Newsmax. There's no cost. There's no obligation. Just get your free info kit at birchgold.com/Newsmax.